Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It's Wednesday, the 14th day of February. It's Valentine's Day. But it's also Gold Heart Day, International Book Giving Day, International Quirky Alone Day, League of Women Voters Day, Frederick Douglass Day, Library Lovers Day. What else do we have in here? Ferris Wheel Day. You like Ferris wheels?
I do. I love them.
It's National Have a Heart Day, Organ Donor Day, and World Sound Healing Day. A lot of others. Oh, Cream-Filled Chocolates Day today as well. That makes sense.
I love cream-filled chocolate.
All of those things happening today. And I have a guest, not one guest. I got two guests joining me. They are the Frugal Friends. They do a program talking about how to save money. And I thought, first of all, if Heidi knew about this, I know that she would be interested because you are a frugal person.
Oh, I am.
But they've got a book. We're going to be chatting with them all about that coming up in a bit.
Give yourself a little credit.
I've been telling you about BetterCreditCards.com for a few years now. I'd love for you to take a few minutes today to check out the website. Who knows? You might find a better credit card, one that offers a better rate, or a credit card that offers cash back, airline miles, or other points and perks that can help you. Check it out now.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to BetterCreditCards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. People are going to be shelling out big bucks today. It's Valentine's Day. The National Retail Federation survey says they're going to be spending a whopping $25.8 billion. That's slightly down from last year's $25.9 billion. I didn't spend that much. Just saying. Going to be spending
Did you
more.
spend anything?
I did. Oh, you just wait, baby. You just wait. The day's not done yet. We'll be spending more on significant others than ever. Some are, but not everybody. Record $14.2 billion. The number of people buying candy for Valentine's is expected to be at a new record high with 57%. If you want to read all of the details, I do have a link in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. And that survey was pretty in-depth. We're going to be mentioning it in some other features throughout the day today as well. But holy cow, they had a lot of info. Surveys and studies and such. Brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Insurance. It's important to have insurance, but it's more important to have the right insurance. After all, if you're not covered, it's like not even having insurance. Make sure you're covered for whatever claim might come your way with InsuranceChicken.com, helping you peck out great insurance deals in your area. You need insurance on your car anyway. Why not get great rates for great insurance from InsuranceChicken.com? That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by the all-new GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know that Hershey Kisses have been making their way up the list as the most popular Valentine's Day candy?
I absolutely love them.
Hershey's Kisses picked up more number one spots this year and several runners-up and third-place finishes, gaining on M&M's, which has been the top spot for quite some time. This is based on each state and which favorite candy they have per state. We're going to talk about that later in the program because I've got so many Valentine's Day things. And here's the thing. If I didn't use them today, I would just have to throw them away. And I'm like, this is good stuff, man. I'm going to use all of it. So we talked a little bit about this, but for the first time ever, Hershey Kisses took the lead over M&M's in a bunch of states. The heart-shaped boxes of Hershey Kisses knocked M&M off the top spot in like 2 or 3 different states. So if you'd like to see all of the details, I do have links in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. Argyle stumbled out of the gate at the box office, suffering a weak critical audience reception, estimated $18 million domestically. That sounds pretty good to me. But
what was their budget? I mean, what did it cost them?
It is enough to make it the number one film at the box office last weekend. So even though they didn't do as well as they wanted to, they did pretty well. Some of the others that are still in theaters, Wonka has now passed the $200 million domestic mark, 8th weekend. So they've done very, very well with that. And then moving on, Law & Order is losing a fan favorite. Sam Waterston is stepping down as the District Attorney Jack McCoy. He's been on that show for 943 years. He's been, well, maybe not that long.
That's quite a career.
30 years. So that is the truth. 30 years. But he just said, it's time for me to just be done for a bit. Time has come for me to move on and take Jack McCoy with me. There's sadness in leaving, but I'm just too curious about what's next.
I get that.
Yeah, absolutely. Big screen, little screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com.
What could you do with an extra $129 a month? In this economy, every penny counts. So an extra $129 each month would absolutely help. Well, 97% of us have a cell phone, and the average person pays $144 a month. Mint Mobile can help you save a mint. At just $15 a month, that's an average savings of $129 each month. It's time for a Mintervention. Switch and save today. Get this special offer at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. Valentine's Day is here, and bringing with it is a celebration of love in all forms as we prepare to shower our dearest with tokens of love and affection. An important question lingers, Heidi. Which candy will reign supreme in the hearts of each state? Isn't that what's on the top of your mind?
That's what I was wondering. It's been driving me crazy.
Fear not, Heidi. We've delved into the latest trends and data to bring you the definitive guide for 2024's most popular Valentine candy across the nation. I have a link so you can go on and read all of the stuff. Trust me, there's way more than you can even imagine. Like right now, you're thinking, how much information could there be? 10 times more than you thought. I mean, I was scrolling through this, getting ready for the show today. I'm like, where do I even start? But they candy store opened, or they updated their Valentine's map for 2024, and they do a thing where it's state by state. And they've been doing this now for 16 years. So every single year for 16 years, they've been taking a look around the country, the United States, to see, what candies do people like here? All kinds of interesting facts about Valentine's Day. So like this, 58 million pounds of chocolate are bought during Valentine's week. So this week alone, 58 million pounds.
That's insane.
Of chocolate. That does seem a bit much. That seems like a lot.
That seems like a whole lot.
The peak selling period for conversation hearts, 6 weeks long. So
I love those things, though.
The ones that have like the little note,
little
call
messages,
me, or
yes.
I love you, or whatever.
So good.
Or the ones that Heidi gives me, leave my candy alone. That's what I was saying. It takes manufacturers 11 months to produce enough for those 6 weeks, by the way. So you're going, 6 weeks, yeah, but it takes them a long time to get ready for that. Here's another thing I thought was interesting. Vodka infused with candy remains popular with conversation hearts. I didn't know that was even a thing, but did you know that was a thing?
Yeah, I've heard people do that.
And children receive 39% of all Valentine's Day candy and gifts. So 39% of the stuff that's purchased goes to kids, not to significant others.
Yeah.
In Japan, chocolate is given to men, not women, on Valentine's Day.
Okay.
So step it up, Heidi. Do your thing. All right. Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-310-5831. 800-310-5831. That's 800-310-5831.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Excited to visit with Jill and Jen. They are the Frugal Friends. How you guys doing today?
Doing well, John. Doing good. Thanks for having us.
We're excited to chat with you guys here. Now, this is a time when people should be thinking of every single penny before they spend it. And we should always have been doing that. But when finances get a little tight, that's really important. And you guys have this program, the Frugal Friends program. Let's talk a little bit. We'll start with Jill. Tell me, how did this concept even come about?
So I am a licensed clinical social worker. I come from the mental health field. I come from a space of relatively low income, but yet still a desire to pay off my debt. So my husband and I paid off $60,000 of debt. One of the ways that we did that was by living in an RV to cut our living expenses. We went on a road trip and met Jen, and she and her husband were also in their debt payoff journey. And so us being able to connect over that shared experience and be able to talk about a topic that usually has a lot of stigmas around it, something that is gatekept, people don't really talk about their personal finance, really helped us become fast friends. And so I think we saw this desire to make that accessible for more people, that frugal can be fun, finances can be fun, and learning how to pay off debt involves our whole personhood. So that's what got us into it.
I love that. Now, Jen, let's talk about your background because I see a couple of book titles here, but you've got all kinds of fun stuff that you've done that has led you to being one of the Frugal Friends. Let's chat about that.
Yeah. So, like Jill said, my husband and I were paying off debt. We ended up paying off $78,000 of debt in 2 years.
Nice.
And one of the things that I did during that debt payoff to save money was no spend challenges. And so after we finished paying off debt, I wrote a book about no spend challenges because initially I had done them to just save money, as much money as I could to pay off debt. But what I learned during the challenge was what stuck with me. The savings ended after 1 month and I didn't see them again. But during the challenge, I learned a lot about my spending habits, what I was buying mindlessly, why I made certain impulse purchases. And I was really able to dig into these things and think about, are my purchases that I thought were necessary, that I thought I deserved, are they really meeting the needs or honoring the successes that I have in reality? And that's what doing a no spend challenge for a month really gave me. And so I started with that book and then I wrote a few others, and we actually have a book being published in 2025 through HarperCollins. And I started writing as a love letter to people who were in the same situation as me, wanting to get out of debt, had more debt than they made in a year, but thinking there has to be something more than just eating beans and rice and living on nothing. In order to be financially stable, there has to be another way than working yourself in hustle culture into the ground. There has to be another way. And that's what Frugal Friends really is finding that middle ground, that radical middle between earning and saving and saying, this is what I love, this is what I value, I'm going to spend on it without guilt. This is what I don't, and I'm going to say no to it and build the boundaries so that even if it hurts other people, that I'm still going to say no to it because it doesn't align with my values.
I love that. So, Jill, when did you guys start the Frugal Friends program, and how many episodes are there right now?
We started 6 years ago, April 2018, and we have over 360 episodes that release 2 times a week, Tuesdays and Fridays.
And how long is the program? If somebody wants to sit down and listen, is it a lengthy program?
About 50 minutes. Sometimes they go for an hour, but you could stop it at 50 minutes and get everything you need. We do have some fun segments at the end that are more vulnerability and letting people know, like, we're not perfect. This is our real world experience in this topic, and it may or may not suit you, but it's real life. It's all of that being accessible part.
I love
but
that.
the meat of it will take about 45, 50 minutes.
Well, I am going to take some time to take a listen to this. Jen, Jill, thank you guys so much for putting your heart into this and helping people. I love that.
Absolutely. It's our pleasure. Yeah, thank you.
Again, the program is called Frugal Friends. I've got a link to that, but also a link to the 3 books that Jen has written. All of that can be found in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.
Give yourself a little credit.
I've been telling you about BetterCreditCards.com for a few years now. I'd love for you to take a few minutes today to check out the website. Who knows? You might find a better credit card, one that offers a better rate, or a credit card that offers cash back, airline miles, or other points and perks that can help you. Check it out now.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to BetterCreditCards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
In Wales, wooden love spoons were traditionally given as a token of love. Would you like it if I gave you a wooden spoon? There you go. Wouldn't you like it?
Sure.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The first Valentine's Day candy box was created by Richard Cadbury in the late 1800s.
Yum.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The most popular Valentine's Day color is red, not pink.
Okay.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The average American spends $144.56 on Valentine's Day candy. I am way below that.
Oh, yeah.
If I bought $145 worth of candy.
Worth of candy?
Yeah, that's a lot of candy. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Each year, an estimated $1 billion cards are exchanged on Valentine's Day. How about this one? Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The oldest box of Valentine's Day candy dates back to the early 1900s. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
In the Middle Ages, Valentines were handmade gifts of love poems or artwork. So I'm going to bring back that tradition. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Insurance. It's important to have insurance, but it's more important to have the right insurance. After all, if you're not covered, it's like not even having insurance. Make sure you're covered for whatever claim might come your way with InsuranceChicken.com, helping you peck out great insurance deals in your area. You need insurance on your car anyway. Why not get great rates for great insurance from InsuranceChicken.com? That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com. Question for you, Heidi. In a survey, 35% of women said this is what they want on Valentine's Day. What is it?
Jewelry.
No, a babysitter to watch their kids. Oh. Yeah, 35%. Keep that in mind. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com.
What could you do with an extra $129 a month? In this economy, every penny counts. So an extra $129 each month would absolutely help. Well, 97% of us have a cell phone, and the average person pays $144 a month. Mint Mobile can help you save a mint. At just $15 a month, that's an average savings of $129 each month. It's time for a Mintervention. Switch and save today. Get this special offer at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. How would you like to know how long those bananas or strawberries are going to last before you wash them, or before you buy them, rather? A new device is being used by some British supermarkets that scans fruit and detects the molecular level of freshness, then makes a precise calculation of how many days that piece of fruit has until you can no longer eat it.
So you would need to take this thing with you.
You would take it with you when you go
supermarket?
shopping. Yeah.
Okay.
So how the heck does it do that? By penetrating a strawberry or avocado or other fruit with light. Algorithms detect the levels of water and sugars and other compounds. Once an expiration date is determined, suppliers and retailers can make a judgment call about the best use for it.
Oh, so this isn't for consumers. It's for...
Yeah, I don't know. Company is called 1/3, a reference to the fact that 1/3 of food produced by humans tends to be wasted. It's currently capable of determining the shelf life of strawberries, tomatoes, avocados, and blueberries.
Okay.
A coming update would also allow it to analyze grapes, bananas, mangoes, and raspberries. At this point, the machine is only available to supermarket staff.
Yep, there we go.
As well as distribution centers. We can all hope one day that we can have one in our pocket as well.
Yeah, so let's hope for that.
All right. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. We've been going through this thing, and today's got to be the last day because today is Valentine's Day. So we're gonna go through things you can do to scientifically, it's been proven that these things will make you look better. You'll be more attractive.
Okay.
Groom yourself. Well, that one was easy
that
enough.
should be a no-brainer.
They're saying, take care of yourself because you can be beautiful, but if you're a mess, well, you're still not quite as beautiful.
Right.
Stop stressing. Just like smiling can make you more attractive, showing signs of stress make you, not look attractive.
Yep.
Next on the list, grow a beard. I'm assuming that's mainly for the guys.
I disagree with
You don't
this
think
one.
so?
No.
So should I shave off my goatee then?
The goatee is fine. I don't like a full beard.
I'm going to shave my goatee. Last time I did, you told me you need to grow that goatee back. She said, and I quote, "You look really weird."
When you lose your weight, you look great without the
I
goatee.
was like, yeah, that's not a good look. Another thing on the list here, do not wear too much makeup. And the last one, hang out with friends. People are more attractive when they're in a group. All of those things can be found. That's day 3. So the last 3 days in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-310-5831. 800-310-5831. That's 800-310-5831.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Apparently, it's the cat quote of the day this week. Quote today.
There have been a lot of cat
An anonymous
things.
quote. Thousands of years ago, cats were worshipped as gods, and cats have never forgotten this. They are good quotes. I don't know how I got into this, this little, trail of cat quotes. We'll see if it continues. Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of the all-new GenesisGoldIRA.com. Story from Massachusetts. Headline says, Canine tracks scent for over 2 miles to find a missing child in the freezing cold. How cool
That's
is that?
fantastic. I just love dogs.
Yeah, Auburn Police Department announced the successful rescue of a missing 12-year-old child thanks to the diligent efforts of Biza, B-I-Z-A, and his handler as well, Lundgren, Officer Lundgren. January 31st is when this happened. They were alerted that a child had wandered away from home. 8:30 p.m. Freezing temperatures were adding to the urgency. Numerous police officers and state troopers mobilized in the area to look for the child. However, it was a partnership between Officer Lundgren, I probably am saying that wrong, I apologize, and his four-legged companion, Canine Biza, that ultimately turned the tide. Biza was able to pick up a scent and began to track the scent. Canine Biza tracked for a length of over 2 miles and led the officers to an area where evidence showed the child had been present a short time earlier. Additional officers converged in the area, and they found the child a short time later. It says, we are proud of the hard work put in by Canine Biza, and we're happy to report a positive outcome. So the kid, it sounds like, is okay.
Good.
So,
Man, that's scary.
yeah, I can only imagine how awful that would be to have your child missing, especially at night in the cold.
Right.
So, any time would be a horrible time to lose a child. Don't
But
get
when
me
you
wrong.
know they're freezing, it's terrifying.
And most likely not, wearing the right stuff to be out in that type of weather. So thank goodness for this amazing puppy dog. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.